So the Cowboys released Dennis Houston. And this is more of the sounds of, hey, this wide receiver by committee is just what it is. It's terrible. Now, Dennis Houston, all offseason, he was Dak Prescott's boy. And just to be fair to it, man, maybe he just don't have the chemistry with, got to say it, Cooper Rush. And Cooper Rush will be the quarterback for the next few games. So that could be a situation. And then they are hoping that Jalen Tolbert gets back from this hamstring. That could be another situation. And they got to elevate my guy, Michael Gallup, on the roster, and you need that spot. Now, Dennis Houston, he only have 2 receptions for 16 yards. That's put him 94th ranked amongst all of the wide receivers in the National Football League. That is way at the bottom, way at the bottom. And those numbers can't make the justifications. 6 targets, 2 receptions, and for 16 yards. Passer rating when targeting him is 42. That's not good at all, Cowboy Nation. Just to contextualize this, a passer rating when targeted last year for Amari Cooper was 122. And I'm not saying that Dennis Houston was the Amari Cooper's replacement, but that just to give you guys food for thoughts that the Cowboys is missing out on a wide receiver that can help out CeeDee Lamb, that can help out the other guys that's on this team. Now, I'm with the belief that the Cowboys should go out there and grab another veteran guy to work him into the system. But this could be a situation in a scenario that Simi Fehoko can get some looks, as well as, of course, Jalen Tolbert being elevated back to the team or what have you, especially coming off of what he came off of as being the inactive list, or being on that inactive roster list. But Jalen Tolbert didn't show us a lot. Those are things that we have to deal with. Now, Cowboy Nation, we do have Noah Brown, who's the most experienced wide receiver on this team outside of Michael Gallup. And there's a dry spot whether or not they're going to roll with Michael Gallup, insert him in against the Giants. That's a common opponent. You would like to do that against a common opponent, right? But then again, it's on the road type of thing. I think that the Cowboys skated by last week, and there's not a lot of tape on those guys, right? So now teams will be looking at tape, looking at seeing what they can take away, what the Cowboys do best at, and by the Cowboys really moving on from Dennis Houston, they probably be at hopes, just like they always say, they are at hopes to bring in this guy back if he clear waivers, and he should be. I don't see a lot of teams banging on the table saying, hey, man, this Dennis Houston, man, who's ranked 94th in all of football, they're going to bring him and put him on their team. He's 91st in receptions. That's crazy, right? That there's 90 other guys that caught more balls than Dennis Houston. That's just how it goes. So, Cowboy Nation, and he's a starter, man, for crying out loud for the Cowboys. So, do this raise a situation whereas the Cowboys slowly admitting that, hey, man, we was wrong about this. Man, we should have got this guy. When you got the Will Fullers of the world that's out there, the T.Y. Hiltons, the whole talk tracks of what they could have done during the offseason to maybe throw in, and I know that it was a gray area with that they could have threw in maybe a 3rd or 2nd round draft pick for DK Metcalf, right? And we see what the Eagles are doing with A.J. Brown. He's a wonderful piece for them. And they had to give up a 1st-round draft pick for him, right? So you get in what you put in, right? Or you get out with what you put in, however that saying is. So my thing is, hopefully Dennis Houston can land on his feet, get called back, and get a chance for the player with the Cowboys. The problem with this is this right here, Cowboy Nation. When you put somebody out there that's not really ready, his tape is out there. His resume of all of those imperfections are out there. And sometimes people will judge you based upon your sloppy tape, right? And they will not look at the potential aspect of it. And I hope that that's not the case, nor the scenario with Dennis Houston. He's my dog. Hey, after practice, he was the guy that was catching all of the balls, staying late, making sure that he pick up this system, and it just wasn't enough. I truly believe that he still need development, right? And he still needed time to grow, and that's just the price of playing for the Cowboys. They kind of rushed him, put him out there way too soon, and of course, I'm not saying that he got exposed, but the reality started knocking at the door and said, hey, open up. It's time to collect, and that's just what happened. Cowboy Nation, post me your thoughts, post me your concerns down below. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. We out. Peace. Oh, I did miss out on this right here. This could mean that, hey, maybe they can be all in on James Washington, right? He could be another guy that can step up, and all of a sudden we can sit back and say, all right, cool, James Washington. That could be it. That could be it, Cowboy Nation. Let me know of that. DC for life. Salute.